Hello gamers and welcome back to another TCon commentary video. Today we are going to take a closer look at some of the most interesting things you may have missed in the GTA 6 gameplay footage. I will have some gameplay playing in the background while I go through some of the details, mechanics and features that Rockstar has shown us so far. And trust me, there are quite a few interesting things hidden in these gameplay clips, so let's get straight into it. First of all, we should talk about the interaction system. If you have played Red Dead Redemption 2, this should look very familiar. Jason and Lucia can actually focus on individual characters and interact with them using different options such as greeting or antagonizing them. This is something Rockstar did really well in Red Dead Redemption 2, so it is great to see a similar system returning in GTA 6. And considering how much more detailed the NPCs seem to be this time around, I'm really curious to see just how many different interactions we will have. Speaking of interactions, animals seem to be playing a much bigger role this time around. In one of the gameplay scenes, Jason pets a dog and we can actually see a little angel icon appear on the screen. This could suggest that interacting positively with animals might affect some kind of honor or morality system. It is a small detail, but Rockstar has always been really good at adding these little mechanics that make the world feel more alive. The gunplay and gore system in GTA 6 also seems to be a combination of several Rockstar mechanics from previous games. You can see elements that remind us of GTA 5, Red Dead Redemption 2 and even Max Payne 3. The animations, reactions to being shot and overall weapon handling look much more detailed than what we had in GTA 5. And honestly, Rockstar seems to be pushing the animations and physics even further this time. Another major change that seems to be inspired by Red Dead Redemption 2 is that weapons are very limited. In GTA 5 you could basically carry an entire arsenal in your pocket. You could switch from a pistol to an assault rifle, then pull out a rocket launcher or even a minigun without any real limitation. GTA 6 appears to be taking a much more realistic approach. We are going to be limited in how many weapons we can carry at once, meaning Jason and Lucia won't be able to magically pull an entire military arsenal out of their pocket. And just like in RDR2, it looks like we will be able to store additional weapons in our vehicle. So instead of having every weapon available, you will actually have to think about what you are taking with you. Another really interesting detail is how stealing cars works. Apparently, stealing a vehicle won't always be as simple as breaking the window and driving away. For older cars, Jason can use something like a Slim Jim to bypass the locking mechanism. But newer vehicles could require different methods, including some sort of key cloning system. So instead of every car being stolen in exactly the same way, the method could depend on the type and age of the vehicle. That's a really cool addition because it makes car theft feel like an actual mechanic rather than just a basic interaction. Another interesting detail that caught my attention is that food and sleep actually matter in GTA 6. GTA 6 also seems to be taking some inspiration from RDR2 when it comes to taking care of your characters. Food and drinks could affect your character's survival and stats, similar to the stat cores we saw in RDR2. You will apparently have to take care of Jason and Lucia by eating, drinking, and even getting enough sleep. And these things could potentially affect their abilities and skills. So once again, Rockstar seems to be adding a more RPG-like elements without turning GTA into a full RPG. Another interesting thing we have already seen in that Jason appears to have his own special ability. From what we have seen in the gameplay, it looks somewhat similar to the Deadeye system from RDR2. We don't know exactly how Jason's ability will work yet, but it seems like Rockstar is giving the characters their own unique abilities that can be used during gameplay. And this could make combat much more interesting, especially if Lucia has her own ability as well. Of course, we cannot forget about the activities. GTA 6 looks like it is going to have a ridiculous amount of things to do outside of the main story. We have already seen things like basketball, diving, racing, parachuting, fishing, car meets, watching TV, and many more activities. And this is probably just scratching the surface. The crazy part is that Rockstar hasn't even shown us everything yet, so there could be dozens of smaller activities that we haven't seen. As the story progresses, we could potentially see Jason and Lucia go from small-time criminals to running something much bigger. It is very possible that we will gradually build some kind of criminal empire throughout the game. We don't know exactly how deep this system will go yet, but considering Rockstar's focus on businesses, criminal organizations, money laundering, and different connections, there's a lot of potential here. Imagine starting from small robberies and eventually having your own network, properties, businesses, and criminal operations. If Rockstar actually goes all in on this idea, it could become one of the biggest parts of GTA 6. Another interesting detail is Jason and Lucia's relationship. Apparently, the relationship between those two may not necessarily be completely predetermined. Players could potentially have some choice in whether Jason and Lucia become romantic partners or remain partners in crime. If that is actually how the system works, it could have some interesting consequences for the story and their relationship. And considering how important Jason and Lucia seem to be to the entire game, I'm really curious to see how much freedom Rockstar gives us here. Also, this brings to another really interesting possibility: the story missions could actually be influenced by our actions. From what we have seen so far and what has been suggested so far, the decisions we make throughout the game could have consequences later on. This could mean that certain missions or situations might play out differently depending on what we have done previously. If Rockstar really goes in this direction, it could make GTA 6 much more dynamic than previous games, because two players might experience different situations depending on the choices they make. And honestly, this is one of the features I am most curious to see in action. The next detail is that 6-star wanted levels are definitely back. After being reduced to 5 stars in GTA 5, the classic 6-star wanted level appears to be returning in GTA 6. We still don't know exactly how the higher wanted levels will work, but if Rockstar brings back the absolute chaos associated with 6 stars, I'm definitely not complaining. What's even more interesting is that the wanted system seems to be much more advanced than before. We have seen several different icons that could indicate exactly how the police have identified us. For example, there are icons suggesting that the police know what we are wearing, CCTV cameras may have spotted us, they could recognize our face, or they may even know which vehicle we are driving. So instead of simply getting a wanted level and having every police officer magically know exactly where you are, GTA 6 could actually keep track of how the police identified you in the first place. We all know that Rockstar loves adding previous characters in their future games. So, as far as we know, Valentina from GTA Online is returning in GTA 6. She was introduced in GTA Online during the Money Fronts update and is connected to Mr. Faber, a money launderer involved with several criminal organizations. In GTA 6, she apparently becomes a contact for Jason and Lucia, giving them a job involving Andres de Leon, who works for a Spanish-language media conglomerate called Megamundo. So Rockstar is once again connecting elements from GTA Online with the world of GTA 6. It is also worth noting that social media takes a huge part of the world of GTA 6. We have already seen characters using social media, and apparently players will be able to interact with live streams, follow live streamers, and see different types of content throughout the world. This could make GTA 6 feel much more connected to the modern world than previous games. And knowing Rockstar, I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of the social media content is used to show us random events happening around Vice City or even provide clues about what's happening in the world. And before we wrap things up, there are a few more details that definitely deserve an honorable mention. First, the Vice City map is expected to be around twice the size of the GTA 5 map, which means there's going to be a massive world for us to explore. We have also heard that GTA 6 could feature around 6,000 NPC animations, which should make the characters and the world feel much more alive and realistic. Another really interesting feature is the ability to switch between Jason and Lucia during missions, and potentially even during regular gameplay. And finally, Rockstar seems to be taking random events to another level. You could literally overhear someone talking on the street, and that conversation might give you information about a potential robbery or another opportunity. So even something as simple as walking around and listening to NPCs could potentially trigger a completely unexpected event. So what do you guys think about the GTA 6 gameplay so far? And if I missed any interesting details, don't forget to share them in the comments below. I would also like to let you know that I finally got an Elgato capture card and I have already got GTA 6 ready for the PS5. So everything is ready, now all we have to do is survive until November. Thanks for watching this video guys, and I will see you in the next one.